again with the Western and Southern Open. This time, round 3. Djokovic, he's gone through. A few other big names gone through. The WTA Tour's opened up. Osaka's still left in. Stay tuned for the podcast because we've got a lot to discuss.
Hi, I'm Ilya Marchenko.
I'm Dennis Kudla.
I'm Evgeny Donskoy.
I'm Henry Laaksonen.
I'm Peter Torebko, and you're listening to the Game to Love podcast.
So we're back again. The big news we didn't get to cover in the last podcast, obviously, Dominic Thiem crashing out of Cincinnati, or the Western and Southern Open, as it is known. What an embarrassing loss there to Khachenov, which was I believe it was 6-2, 6-1.
Is embarrassing the right word?
Yeah, I think so. I think it was just appalling, really, because considering how much hype was behind him, everyone had him tipped to win the tournament, like ahead of Djokovic, people like that. And crazy, I even heard some people suggesting that he purposefully lost the match just so he had more time to rest before the US Open. I don't think that's the case at all. I just think maybe he took Khachenov too lightly and his game wasn't just up to scratch. And
there could be an element to that, a little bit, deep down. At the end of the day, you've got the US Open and French Open coming up. He's aiming to play in both. Are you able to play in 3 huge competitions back-to-back like that and play at your best level? I think it's quite difficult to do that.
Well, he's managed to play 35 exhibitions in a row for over the past 3 months. So I'm sure a few more tournaments aren't going to hurt him. But I don't know. That's my personal opinion.
Let's talk about the match. So Khachenov, he come out firing. Like when we was on the podcast last night, and he was 5-2 up when we was talking.
Yeah.
And then we caught the second set, and from what I saw in the second set, like you said, Thiem just didn't seem there. I know Khachenov was really good, but it was a case of Thiem was just making really weird shot selections and choices. He was coming to the net. I've never seen him come to the net so much. Weak shots. He was getting past at every opportunity. He just didn't seem to be knowing. He didn't have his it's like his radar of the court wasn't there. Like, he didn't know where the court was.
I don't know.
It's weird. It's weird for Thiem, for someone who's been playing so well in lockdown, and like you say, he's played so many matches. So it's not really a case of match fitness. And he just was he was struggling. And Khachenov, fair play to him, he kept at it. There's times when, say, when your opponent, you're expecting them to come out a bit better than what they are. There's times where your game can mentally drop a little bit, because you're sort of anticipating a fight back, if you know what I mean. But he never let that happen, and he kept up his high level the whole time. And so you've got to respect him a lot for that.
I think that was the main thing that he was saying coming into that match, and that's why he was so confident, Khachenov, because I think he knew, even though Thiem had been playing a lot, I don't think he'd been playing with the same intensity that he knew that he was going to bring into that match, and it showed. He literally played him off the court, and Thiem didn't even have time to get the backhand going or anything. It just was misfiring constantly, like wide, long, everything. And like you say, it was just like short of options what to do. Coming to the net, that's not him, is it? That's just not really something you see him doing. But fair play to Khachenov. I think he said it. Not many people will say it before a match in tennis. It's like a sort of like a boxing type thing. I'm going to go and knock the person out. But he's going to have done it in tennis. Just said, there you go. Put the writing on the wall for you, and then completed it.
I don't know if you saw Khachenovic's post-match interview. He did an interview on court, and it was quite good, actually, because he was explaining what his game plan was coming into the match. And he was saying that his main thing was that he was going to play super aggressive. A player like Thiem, he wanted to pressurise him. He wanted to. He played in a way what we've not seen Khachenov playing against other people, and it worked to a T, because this aggressive nature, he was really going for it from early on, and it just forced Thiem to do things what he would not usually do. Ended up winning. What was the actual end score?
6-2, 6-1.
Yeah, ridiculous.
I think I read a stat as well. Apparently, Thiem won 0% of second serve returns. Gosh. Which is a ridiculous statistic for somebody who's, what is he, number 3 in the world at the moment to win zero off second serves as well, to win 0%. That's just, I don't know what was up with him, but like you say, it begs the question: is he like taking a bit of a, I don't know, an easy way out just so he's ready for the US Open, or do we really have to be worried?
You can't deny the fact that it is going to benefit him now for the US Open. And,
or should you be more worried though? Because that's the first.
You could say both things, because maybe like it could be a case of now his confidence could be gone a little, like shot slightly.
Well, that was embarrassing though. It's just like someone not, and Khachenov is not like a bad player or anything, but you would expect him to normally clear up against someone like Khachenov, like straight.
I don't know. I think we need to put a bit more respect on Khachenov. This guy's a real serious player.
Oh, for sure. I don't think he's bad, but look what team's achieved in his career so far, and you wouldn't expect.
He's achieved loads, but not on the big stages. He's brilliant at the
Grand Slam finalist.
Titles. He didn't win it though, Ben.
Yeah, but close a couple of times.
He's close. He's been proven that he's struggled in the big
world number 3.
Yeah. I don't get. Literally, mate, I tipped him to win the tournament, so I'm not saying.
Oh yeah, and that completes the GTL curse. Yeah, the full GTL curse. All 4 selections all went out in their first match. So
yeah, that's ridiculous.
Apologies if anybody followed those selections in the betting, because that was not a good. Well, it's just bad luck, really. I mean, you would not expect those results, really.
But, well, I had Thiem and Kenyon, and both of them went out first round.
Exactly, so. 2 really, really great players. But yeah, let's move away from Thiem and this ridiculous. We're talking about him too much for somebody who didn't even perform, but that's the main headline. Let's move on to the last year's champion. He's back. We weren't that impressed with his first match against Duran. He just like workman-like performance. Came up against Arjaz Bedene today, and definitely looked better. And I'm much more impressed with Medvedev today. I think he sort of beat Bedene from the first, like he broke his serve straight away, and then from then on it just looked like it was an easy match. He just like played him off the court, and the power was there, good variety, slices, drop shots. He seemed to have the whole package today. Really impressed.
One thing we were saying yesterday about second round matches was the quality wasn't necessarily that high. I do feel like it has stepped up quite a significant amount across all of the matches, all the players. The level in the third round was a lot more of what we're used to. Which is nice to see. Yeah. And it's natural at the end of the day. 6 months off, no tennis, coming back. It's going to be a bit tricky to play competitive tennis straight away. But it looks like we're getting back into it slowly, so it's really good to see. And on the Medvedev game, I thought he played really well today.
Yeah.
I was really impressed with him.
It was refreshing to see, because especially somebody we've not seen play throughout the whole of that hiatus. And he was just pushing him like left, right, all around the court. To the point where, but then he got so frustrated, he hit a ball and it hit a cameraman in the stand. And they had to pause I'll pop a video on so that people can see what happened. But yeah, it was a bit crazy. He didn't mean to do it, obviously, but out of an empty stand, he managed to hit this one cameraman in the elbow or something, and then he nearly got disqualified. But
that was almost going to default it, wasn't they?
Yeah, exactly.
Who did they call down? The coordinator guy.
Yeah, exactly. I mean,
they called him down, and he had to make a decision on it.
He loved it, didn't he? God, he was like
the power trip.
Yeah, the center of attention. He was like running over to the cameraman. He's just like, oh, "How are you? Are you all right?" And he was like, "Yeah, mate. It just hit me on the elbow. I'm fine." And he was like, "Okay, yeah." Go back to the umpire.
The thing is, with me, I think it was a bit pathetic, because he didn't exactly smash it into the crowd. It wasn't like a big hit or anything. He just
wasn't like El Chapo, was it? The eye.
No, it was just like a little tap, and it's just caught the edge of his elbow. And they made such a big fuss out of it, like saying they could forfeit, that he's going to make him forfeit the match. Just get over it and play, man.
Yeah, just like you said, the guy, like are you all right?
They just wanted a bit of attention, the officials.
Ask the guy, and he said, just go to him straight away. Are you all right? He was like, yeah, I'm fine, mate. And just was laughing. And then they just play on.
It's the problem with the rules, though, in life.
Yeah. They obviously the rules.
You take it to the T. Sometimes you need to use a bit of interpretation and actually look at the situation. Everything's different. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. I mean, it'd be different, obviously, if there was a packed stand and they'd hit some old lady in the head or something, then it would probably be game over for him. But, yeah, hitting a cameraman on an elbow, I don't think that's going to cause him too much trouble.
Yeah.
But, yeah, let's move away from that. He obviously went through that. That was quite an easy match from Medvedev. Really looking forward to seeing what he can produce now in the next round, because we're moving a bit deeper into the tournament now, and Medvedev, we're going to be seeing, he's going to be up against, we'll carry on to the next match, which was Khachenov, Batista, Agut. And you can fill us in. I know you followed Agut very, very, very closely. So, yeah.
Well, as you know, I love watching him. He's a brilliant player. And what actually fascinates... Well, Agut come out on top and he won the match. But what fascinates me now is the matchup between... Medvedev and Agut. I think that's going to be an incredible game. And the reason I say that is because there's a lot of similarities I see between them. Like I noticed in the Khachenov game and Agut game, what Agut does so well is he likes long rallies.
Oh yeah,
and he wears people down. He wears opponents down. Khachenov is a brilliant player, and the way he strikes the ball is one of the best on the tour. Yeah. But what he was doing was he's able to hit 80% of the balls, 90% of the balls, right on the baseline every time. And he's keeping the opponent always deep and just really making it difficult for them to have an angle. A lot of the time he plays a bit similar to Djokovic, where he keeps it very straight on the like down the centre of the baseline. So it's very difficult for the other player to get angles.
And for sure.
Agut does that brilliantly. And he holds players. He just makes them make mistakes. He forces them into taking shots, low percentage shots, which they're very difficult to win. And then not just that, he's able to pick players off so effortlessly. There was a moment where there was a long rally. It's like I saw the statistics, and any shot what went over 9, like any rallies which were over 9 shots, the chances of Agut winning it was 75%, which is crazy.
Massive.
Yeah, and that at the end of the day was the difference in that match.
I think it was the key in the first set, though. That was what Khachenov did so well, was he was shortening all the rallies and he was hitting big winners, and it was really his big serve, big winners, and managed to sew that first set up pretty quickly. And then I didn't get to see the rest of the match, and I just actually saw that the second set and the third set, how Agut just turned it around, and I'm not surprised. That's the truth in the matter. I looked at it and I just thought, yeah, I can see that he would do that to someone like Khachenov. Just frustrate you.
The first set, Agut lost it. Khachenov won the first set.
Yeah, that's what I said.
Yeah, and then he come back, and then the second set was quite close, but then the third set was completely dominant.
But he just wore on him, though.
That's what I was saying. It was very evident that he was wearing it down. And the commentator says something which is brilliant, I feel. He's talking about the next matchup between Medvedev and Agut. And I feel like you're going to need 4 hours of your evening to watch that game. It's going to be a long, long, long match. Granted, the maximum can only be 3 sets, but I'll tell you what, it's going to be a long 3 sets, I feel. Because if they play in that same way, where they're waiting for... They both got a very similar approach where they try and wear the opposition down. Yeah. If they do that against each other, it's going to be a survival of the fittest, I feel.
I think so.
And it's going to be a really cool match to see who comes out on top. Granted, I'm not sure if I'll have the time to be watching a 4-hour match, but see what happens. It'll be a record, I feel, this match.
Well, wait and see. I think from what Medvedev looked like, he could potentially finish it up quicker than 4 hours, possibly. But yeah, we'll have to see how that one turns out. It's a really exciting match in the quarterfinals now.
Yeah, personally, I'll give a bit. I think Agut is going to edge it. I think he's got enough to edge it against Medvedev, based off what I've seen so far. Because Agut just seems a bit more solid in the 2 games, whereas Medvedev. I know we played really well in the third round match, but the first one looked a bit.
I think he's growing as it goes on, though, Medvedev, and I think he's good. Like you've seen, point, yeah. I think we've seen just enough to get over the line. Next round, just easily past Bedene and improving in shot versatility. And now, I think we're going to see even more of a mixed bag. He's going to incorporate more power, more variety, and obviously he's got the gas tank. He's got the speed around the court as well.
Yeah.
I think it can be a very close match, but I think that he still has more power than Batista Agut, and that will be what carries him through to the next round. But could go either way, though. I don't know. It could go either way, but I'm probably backing Medvedev based on today's performance. But
it's really hotting up. But something we've not spoke about is the world number one.
Yeah, I know.
I don't know how we've had all this Cincinnati talk, and we've not actually mentioned Djokovic yet for a change. So let's go straight into that. Obviously, last night was one of the last games of the evening was against Berankis.
It was.
And it was a bit hit and miss, to be fair. Berankis looked brilliant. Some of the shots he was playing was just second to none. He was hitting a lot of winners.
Broke him a couple of times in that first set as well. Yeah. And but it was still interesting to see. It was a little bit like Djokovic could just sort of turn it on when he needed to. He was just not playing great. But
Djokovic was having a lot of problems with his neck, wasn't he? So
he's got the physios on. Yeah. And it just seemed like that. It just seemed like it was one of those matches where he was just going to just struggle through it and just get it done. He'd get broken, but he'd break straight back. He'd get broken again, and he would never allow him further than a game ahead all the time, which was credit to him. Like, he doesn't, if he's playing injured as well, he's world number one. Let's not forget it, for a reason. So, he managed to clear him up in straight sets in the end. But I think
it wasn't really a straight sets match, though, was it?
No,
it didn't look like it. And afterwards, I wasn't like full of like, oh wow, Djokovic looks amazing. He kind of scraped by that game. But I think Berankis will feel a bit hard done by with the way it went. But fair play. Djokovic held in there and does what he does best, and that's just stifle opposition and win when not necessarily playing his best tennis. But like you say, I'll let you go on to it. The third round.
Today, playing Tennis Sangren, we got a glimpse of the real Djokovic was back. And the neck pain was not evident today. And the winners that he was hitting and the power he was possessing, and you just saw how effortlessly he was playing. It was like the Djokovic was back, like, finally, and that was just after one dodgy match, and then you're back to nearly your best again. And
we was generally worried about this game against Tennis Sangren. We thought tennis could give him a bit of a worry, but completely blew him away, didn't he?
Still played well, though, Sangren. That was the crazy thing. Like, Sangren's actually, but he broke him in the first game of both sets, and that's just such a bad omen against Djokovic. You can't get broken in the first game. Like, you're fighting a losing battle. And Sangren was, like, always chasing his own tail.
It's uphill from then, isn't it?
Yeah, and especially the way he was playing, though. Some of these... It's the backhand down the line that he was hitting. Like, it was like clockwork. And there's just... It looked like he was putting no effort into it whatsoever. And he was hitting, like, the lines or the baseline, or... It was impossible. Like, Sangren looked literally saturated, like he had run a marathon. And Djokovic didn't even look like he was breathing that heavy.
Well, something we need to remember, is Djokovic is still unbeaten. So that makes him 20 now. So he started 2020, 20 games, and he's won all 20.
That's impressive, though, isn't it?
The best he's ever started an ATP season, or the best someone ever has started an ATP season, was Djokovic in 2013, when he won 41 on the bounce.
Wow.
I think he's second. I think this is the second, maybe, and then I think he's third as well. I know Sampras is there with one of them, and Federer as well. I forget the numbers, but he's in... Like, Djokovic is the guy who can dominate, and he's been proven he's able to do that.
Now that he's obviously travelled through so comfortably against Tennis Sangren, you've got to be looking at him and now thinking he's probably favourite to win the tournament. And...
Mate, come on, let's not kid ourselves. He was always been favourite. At every moment, he's been favourite.
After Berankis,
the only thing what we were saying, but no, the only reason I was saying that. I don't think he basically, based off the Berankis game and then based off what I saw Tsitsipas in the first game, to me, Tsitsipas has played the best tennis so far in terms of, like, he was the one who filled me with the most confidence.
Yeah.
But since then, what I've just seen in Djokovic, I don't think anyone comes close to him. And I can't see a way of him not winning now, to be honest. I think he looks far too strong against Sangren.
It's the variety that he brings to the court as well, which is...
Yeah, but there's not one player I see who's got that potential to beat him, really. The only one I would sort of fancy would be a fully fit Roger Federer, and we're not going to see that anytime soon. Even then, he's been struggling. Federer's not been getting close to him for a lot of years, but with him, I feel like you've always got that. It's Federer at the end of the day. Do you know what I mean? The Federer factor.
Yeah. Well, definitely. But you never rule out Medvedev, though, against him, because Medvedev sometimes has his number. But you see that he's now up against... you wouldn't want to say it's an easy route to the semi-finals, but he's going to be up against Jan-Lennard Struff in the next round. And he had a very interesting match today against David Goffin. And this match was... Yeah, I was really impressed with Struff, to be honest. I think
Goffin didn't play bad at all.
No.
Struff is playing the best tennis of his career.
Yeah, definitely.
No doubt. He's playing out of his skin right now, and no one really saw him playing this good. I know before the tournament, you was actually saying that you did fancy him to beat Alex de Minaur because of the whole fact that his style of play is perfect for what did you say? I'll let you to say.
I think it was just like the form that he was in, and like that. Obviously, his style of play. He's a very, very big server as well. He's got a big server, but then he sort of shortens points very well. He was doing the similar thing again today, and he hits a lot of these angles with some of his shots, which he was finishing off a lot of inside-out forehands with very, very short, like tight angles. And that seemed to be the shot that was winning a lot of the rallies against Goffin today.
What I was going to say is very erratic and at times very difficult to sort of predict what he's going to do next. And that is not ideal after a long time off. You don't need to be playing against someone who is second guessing. Well, so that is obviously a big attribute he's got. And that's why I don't think you can dismiss the fact that it's an easy route for Djokovic, because that's going to be a really tough game. And we've seen that when they recently played in the Australian Open, he took a set. Yeah, the only player to take a set off him. So,
but then Tennis Sangren.
Well, until
last time they played,
then Thiem took.
Yeah, but last time Tennis Sangren played Djokovic at the US Open, he took a set as well, and look what happened to him. So this is what I mean. You never know, but you never know what person's going to turn up on the day. But I've been more impressed by Struff's progression in this tournament. Tennis Sangren's just been sort of just doing his thing. Like, we know what he's all about already. Whereas Struff to come, I thought Goffin might take over because he won the second set.
Goffin plays really good at these tournaments, doesn't he? Last year in Cincinnati, he was the finalist. So the conditions really do suit him. So that's what I'm saying. It's a very tricky game. Goffin was the favourite, but Struff come out on top again.
And I thought it was like I was watching a replay. Every time I was looking over to the screen, because I was watching so many matches at the same time, I'd look over and I felt like they were showing a replay of earlier in the match, but it was Goffin hitting the same winner nearly every time. Like, he would be hitting this winner down the line with the forehand, and it was just going in every time in that second set. And I just thought, I think he's done now. I think Goffin's got him. But in that third set, well, it just proves Struff is actually showing some resolve now against these top players. And I think that's a real good quality to have going in against someone like Djokovic as well.
Yeah.
Move away from them, and we'll move down. Well, they're all being played now at the moment.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So let's talk about some of the live games. So we've got Tsitsipas playing right now against John Isner. And you've got another big match, Murray versus
Raonic. Well, Raonic took the first set 6-2, and I sort of expected Raonic to boss this one a little bit. I don't know if Murray's at the level yet.
To be fair, we've watched a lot of that first set, didn't we? We watched most of it up until we started the podcast, and Murray just, like you said, Raonic's serve's just been firing. I see his average serve speed so far this tournament has been 132 kilometers an hour. So
outrageous serving, and so accurate as well. And that's just the one thing with Murray. The way that he was always able to beat Raonic was from his returning, and he's obviously one of the best returners like the game's ever seen. But he's not back to that level yet at all. And you need to be at the top level to be playing someone like Raonic to get that serve back in play every time.
Do you know with Murray, he's won this tournament twice?
Yeah, he's won it twice. I think it was.
Yeah, I thought it was only once.
No, I think They showed a stat up when he was doing the...
Yeah, it was 2008 and 2011.
11, yeah.
But no, I only remember the 2011 one, but I guess I'm young, that's probably why.
I'm old. So, apologies. Yeah, but it's just been a rain delay now after this first set.
Oh, shame.
Might help Murray out. You never know. He wasn't doing too well there, and
now Tsitsipas getting on with his now.
Tsitsipas,
that was like 3-3 when I checked.
I believe it's 6-5 now. It's 6-5 to Tsitsipas. It's on serve. So Murray's 30-all on his service game. So that's not too good. That next point when he comes back is going to be really dangerous.
No, it might do him the world of good, a bit of a break.
Well, I hope so. I mean,
recover him for his thoughts.
Should we touch on? Obviously, they're both up against. Seems like the bottom half of the draw is just like the big servers section. Yeah. We've got like Isner, Raonic, and then the guy who went through just before we started the podcast, Raonic Opelka, knocked out Berrettini, and I'm not kidding. I was watching this match, and I feel sorry for Berrettini. The serves are. He doesn't even get the chance to see them. They're going so fast past him, and when he's lucky to be able to get 2 points per service game, if that on an Opelka service game, it's that crazy. And some of the speed of the forehands that Opelka hits, it's so fast. It's
frightening, isn't it?
Yeah, but the only thing that Berrettini has on his side, he's in defensive mode for pretty much all the rally. As soon as he hits one of those forehands, he's so far behind the baseline, he's having to face another 2-3 of those forehands, and then he either misses them or hits a winner. If Berrettini gets one of his shots nicely placed, then he dictates the rally. It's normally over in about 2 shots. Yeah. But he wasn't able to. Opelka's serve, it's just crazy.
I think Opelka, what he's doing right now is just amazing. Like, I think you've got to put a lot of respect on Opelka, in fact, because he's leading the way for a lot of the young Americans. In terms of, we've seen a lot of good technical young Americans, Tommy Paul, Taylor Fritz. But for me, Opelka's the one who's sort of a bit clear of them. And the reason I say that is because he's shown now, time and time again, that he's able to be winning these big matches. And I think he's such a young guy as well, like the others are as well. Yeah. I'm not just dismissing anything, taking anything away from them. I just feel like he's the best of that bunch.
Oh, for sure.
I think I feel like he's going to win something big soon, you know? I'm feeling like really good things from him, and
he's got that like weapon though.
That serve is just a complete utter weapon. But then his other game is actually always improving. I remember a few years back, I used to call him just a one-trick pony. That's all he's got, and he hides behind it. But you've started to see recently a lot of his other sides of his elements of his game sort of developing, and he's becoming a serious player and someone which a lot of players fear. On tour.
Gotta fear him, like especially Berrettini. Was he number 6 in the world?
Yeah,
and he didn't even
beating Schwartzman as well, one of the most technical players on tour.
Yeah, and these players, if you get them in the rally, you don't really stand a chance. But they're not even getting that close. They can't even get a chance to be in the rally. He's just this serve.
Opelka to win Cincinnati? Is it possible?
Well, I mean, it is until he comes up against the best returners in the game, and I think that's the real thing. And they'll always get him to a tie-break, and then it's pot luck, and it's just, can you serve enough first serves in a tie-break? That's the one key, and that's normally where someone like Djokovic he'll find you out. If you're going to miss a couple, that's all he needs. Yeah, and that's the sign of the great players. They can just
with Opelka, his second serve's ridiculous.
Oh yeah, it's like the first serve of anybody else. he was serving aces off the second serve as well. It's just I don't know. It's just crazy. I was thinking something really interesting. I don't know if you would agree with this. This is something I don't know why. I was watching the match and I thought about this stupid rule it's not a stupid rule, stupid thoughts that everybody has when everybody has a go at Kyrgios because he does an underarm serve. Underarm serves are allowed in the game of tennis. There's not a rule that says you can't do underarm serves, so it's part of the game. This is an extra variety in your arsenal against your opponent. This will dictate whether they stand further from the baseline or close to the baseline if they think you're going to do an underarm serve. So you have the ability, if you're constantly throwing in underarm serves, they don't know how far away from the baseline or close to the baseline to stand. With someone like Opelka, you have to stand so far back. Surely, at some point, he should just throw in a few underarms. Why not? I think that this would be a great introduction into his game because no one's going to ever expect it.
I know what you're saying, but the underarm serve is not that effective.
For someone like him, it would be because you're always expecting amazing
Even
power.
still, you'd still have enough time to get there, and it sort of puts the other guy on the front foot as long as they don't fluff their lines.
But they have to stand so far back. If he perfected the underarm serve as well, then he's got. If they're worried about the underarm serve, they'd have to stand closer to the service box. Imagine receiving one of those bombs at you from the serve where the service.
No one would do that. You'd always.
Yeah, exactly. So it's
you'd always err on the side of caution.
What? You don't want to get hit by a 150-mile-an-hour bomb in your face. Yeah, exactly. So perfect weapon for him. So if you're watching, Riley, drop a few underarms in there, mate.
I actually see a reason, so it's a good point.
Yeah, I was thinking that.
I doubt he'll be doing it.
No, I doubt it as well.
He looks like a too serious of a guy in terms of like he's very focused, isn't he?
Yeah, I mean, but I still.
And when you've got a serve like that, mate, I don't think you want to mess around doing underarm.
No, I know, I totally agree. But I'm just saying, just for I don't know, devil's advocate, for the underarm serve, I think that someone like him, it would just open up other avenues. It would just keep people I think one of the key things for the best players in tennis is the fact you don't know what they're going to do next. And that's what Djokovic, he could pull, and he's got a bag of tricks and you never know what's coming at you next. And Medvedev's similar. That's why he's been getting closer. So if someone like Opelka, who's always known as Mr. like he's got a big serve, suddenly doesn't. If you just do a softer serve, that's going to catch people out. And I think variety, people need to be kept on their toes. If they want to know there's a bomb coming, they can just keep judging it.
No, I do see exactly where you're coming from. But anyway, on the subject of power, let's move to the WTA. And someone who shows a lot of power, who we've not given enough time on the podcast, we have a little bit, is the one and only Ons Jabeur.
I was hoping you were going to say Ons Jabeur because she's been powering her way through that draw, hasn't she? Madison Keys, who? 6-4, 6-1. See you later. She's out. And tonight, again, McHale, 6-3, 6-0. Bagelled her. She's out. Jabeur, early shower. She's like loving it. What's going on?
No, Jabeur looks really good.
Love it.
Kind of, I don't know, right up there. She could win it. You never know.
Big fan favourite.
As a little overview of the women's tour, obviously we've seen a few upsets with a lot of the big names going out early on.
Yep.
But one person who has been really good, one of the big names, the biggest earner, highest earner in the women's game, and that's Osaka. She's played really good stuff and won again straight sets.
Yeah, you called it as well. Yastremska, you said she's going to be too strong for her. And far too strong. 6-3, 6-1.
Yeah. And Osaka's going to be one to watch for sure. And I feel like for me, it's with Osaka, I think it's Osaka and Ons Jabeur. They're the ones who really sort of jump out to me. I know we can't really disregard Joanna Konta.
Yeah,
because she's still firing, and she won another again in straight sets. So she's playing some really good tennis. She must have had 2 out of 10 pretty good games.
She had a very good game again. Yeah. She obviously just knocked out Zvonareva straight sets again. She's not even dropping sets now. This is just crazy. But her next match, this is going to be the ones that worry us when she plays the power players. That she's going to be up against either Maria Sakkari or Serena Williams next, and that's the real tough matches when you're facing.
When's Serena playing Maria?
Well, I think it was supposed to be today, but I think the weather's really
so that'll be probably tomorrow now.
Probably be tomorrow now, yeah. But we've got some really in that side of the draw, in the other quarterfinal, Ons Jabeur is going to be facing Azarenka, who's been making her way through, not dropped a set yet. She's
got under the radar.
Donna Vekic, Caroline Garcia, and now Elise Cornet. All straight sets. So
another one who's gone under the radar.
Yeah.
Who actually played quite well in the tournament prior to that is Elise Mertens.
Yeah, she's sneaking through.
She's there, and she's one to watch for sure.
Well, the other one you said who's going to be playing Osaka next. That's probably tie of the round.
But this is the time for one of these names, because they're all quality players. But it's it's the time now for one of them to stand up and be counted and actually be the figurehead and say, like, you come beat me.
I think
I'm taking Cincinnati, and I'm going to come and take US Open as well.
It's Osaka's
That's what I want to see. I want to see some dominant figure. Like in the men's tour, we've got the dominant figures. In the women's tour, now it's time. Serena's passed over the baton, and who wants to take it up? That's what I want to see. Like you said, Osaka has all the ability to do it. We've seen before, she's got the capability to win 6-0, lose 6-0.
Consistency is key.
It's just, I'm talking about in a match. She's so ups and downs in one match, and you can't afford to do that if you want to be the best.
No, I know. And that's the one thing that hopefully she can bring to her game. She's obviously quite young, so hopefully there's still the opportunity to learn and become more consistent, not allow those lapses in concentration, which means that she can get bageled, or she just has these crazy sets where she barely wins a game. And you could just see her, with her ability, she should be winning or getting to the finals of more Grand Slams. And
but based on everything we've just said right now, who do you think is the person to beat on the women's tour right now in this tournament? Who's left in it?
Well, based upon the actual performances, Ons Jabeur looks like someone you don't want to go up against. She's beaten Leylah Fernandez, who's a really hot prospect, 2-0 against Madison Keys with ease, and McHale with ease as well. I wouldn't want to be playing her, but Azarenka's really good. But it could be, that's a really interesting tie. But she's just if she's on Ons Jabeur, if she's on, she is ons. But if she's on, yeah, she's pretty much unplayable. Those the powerful winners that she hits. Yeah,
I think either of us have never really got over that match she had last year.
No,
was it against Kvitova or Halep?
Halep,
yeah. That was just frightening.
Yeah, some of the winners she hit in that match from on the run, like from the corner of the court.
That generally is some of the highest level tennis I've seen.
Yeah, it was,
and that's what I'm saying. So it's in there. She's capable of it. It looks like she's warming up now, and we're starting to see a bit more of it. So I would agree with you. She's personally the one to beat on the women's tour, left in the tournament right now.
But I'm also interested. Never rule out. Well, I want to see if Maria Sakkari can beat Serena Williams first, and then if she can do that, then be very worried, because we could be set up for potentially. I'm not going to rule Jo Konta out again, but if she gets past Jo Konta, then we could have an Ons Jabeur Maria Sakkari semi, and what a match that would be! That would be power on power. So exciting.
Yeah, I think Ons Jabeur's going to have something to say about this tournament for sure.
Oh, for sure, mate. Should we move away to have a quick look at the challengers?
Yeah, for sure.
Obviously, we've got the Prague 2 Challenger, which is still very much running. I didn't even realise, I don't know how I didn't realise, that the wild card had been handed to Stan Wawrinka again into this tournament.
Was it a wild card?
Yeah, it's a wild card entry for this tournament for Stan Wawrinka.
And I thought, to be fair, I always thought he was in it, so I didn't know.
No, I didn't think he was, because
I wasn't surprised. I thought he was always in it.
I because I was looking at all the fixtures and I didn't see his name in there, and then suddenly he pops up on day 2 and he's playing Oliveira 6-3, 6-4 standard win, and I bet someone who's probably annoyed he's in his side of the draw. Somebody who played in the final of the one last week, Karatsev's been smashing it up again. He's won 6-1, 6-2 against Stevie Diaz. And, he's going to potentially meet Wawrinka in the semi-finals this time. He's probably thinking, for God's sake, he could have probably had, you never know, it could have been 2 challenger wins for him if Stan Wawrinka. But you never know, he might get his revenge.
Yeah, you've also got the younger French guy in there as well. The name is just escaping me. Herbert.
Herbert. Yeah, he's been playing well as well. 6-2, 6-2 against Benelmans, which is really good. And it's another household name in the draw. Came through against a young Thomas Macaque, or Robin Haase, who's gone through today. 6-3, 6-4. Well done, Robin. He's powering through. Hopefully he can get a bit further in the competition, use that new forehand grip, see if that's getting him a few more wins.
But we're saying all of this, we can't see a way past Stan winning it, right?
Oh, God, Stan. He's going
to do it again. He's won Prague 1. He's going to win Prague 2 as well, isn't he?
What do you reckon his next match? He's up against Van der Zandschulp.
Oh, that'd be a good match.
It should be a good match. Yeah.
He won quite comfortably today as well.
Yeah. And Karatsev up against Golbis. So that'd be quite interesting as well. Golbis beat Elias Weimer. So, yeah, there's some really interesting. Your mate... Rinderneck, he's up against Masur, who
did he play today? Did he play today?
I don't believe so. He played yesterday and beat Grenier. Jay Clark, the Brit, he lost to Masur 2-0.
Well, he was serving for the set, the first set. Then what happened to him?
Yeah, we've got some other.
I saw that match.
Yeah, there's some other like Lucas Rosel's in this one as well. He's up against Herbert.
Talking about Rosel, did you see that incident he had?
No, what happened?
With Rosel, I sent it to you.
Oh, sorry, I didn't see it. We can play it for people though.
Basically, he was doing his shoelace, yeah?
Yeah.
And the opponent, I forget who it was now, Maleka.
Okay.
Yeah, Maleka was doing his shoelace. And he served,
Maleka.
Rosel served the ball, hit an ace, but he didn't look like the opponent was ready. No, sorry, other way around. Complete other way around. Rosel was doing his shoelace. Maleka hit the serve.
Yeah.
Went in, and the umpire counted the point.
Ooh.
But Rosel wasn't looking at all.
That's a bit mean.
So he's gone going completely berserk. The game stopped. He's just shouting at the umpire, shouting at the player, just losing his cool.
No, but when I looked, you were receiving.
What?
You didn't show that you're not.
Then I hear the sound, then I see the edge.
Yeah, but when I looked before, you were already standing.
What can I do? What else can I do?
No, just stop if you're not.
I just made my son ready. You serious with this goal? Are you serious with this
Yeah,
goal?
because when I looked
asking you directly.
Before he's
We
serving.
had some problems before. I was all the match quiet. And now I'm asking
I'm
you.
not.
I'm asking you a question.
Lucas.
Are you serious with this goal?
Yes, because I looked before and you were ready for me.
Then you should not be there. I'm telling you, as I told you before.
And then, this is at Juice at 4-4. It was like a really crucial moment. Maleka then held. And when he held, he shouted out, "Come on," in Czech, in Rosel's native language.
Bravo, Molikar.
What's the problem, huh?
4-4.
What's the
4
problem?
games all. Lucas.
No.
Lucas.
Please be quiet. Why are you telling me this shit? Hey, come. Talk to my eyes.
Lucas.
Hey, I'm asking you something. Huh? Are you serious? Why are you saying pause? Why are you saying this shit? Should I start the same?
Lucas.
You are so small. You're trying to be.
Okay.
So he just completely just taking the piss, basically.
Well, who had the last laugh?
And then Rosel had the last laugh. It was a bit of a heated thing to see.
Oh,
Quite entertaining, I must admit.
Yeah, we'll have to ping it
I
up.
don't think it's bad sportsmanship from what I see. I feel like Maleka, come on, you're playing at the end of the day. I know you want to win, but come on, just don't act like that.
Yeah.
If he's doing his shoelace, just respect the. Just wait a sec. I know the umpire didn't. He must basically just missed it because he saw Rosel look like he was ready. He then turned away. He went to put his shoelace up, and then he took the serve all in. It all happened quite quickly, so it wasn't like the umpire was doing it on purpose. But because he didn't actually actively see that he was doing it, he gave the point.
Wow. these things happen in tennis. There's always going to be these little fiery moments. There was nearly one today, actually. It got played down a little bit. I forgot to mention it in the Djokovic tennis Sangram match. I don't know if you saw it.
No.
But they were having like a real crazy rally, and then Djokovic did one of these like real. I believe it was like a slice that was like quite close into the net, and then Sangren had to come in, and then he went for like a passing shot, which Sangren managed to volley, but it went like pretty high, and it just like for a smash, and then had the whole court to aim at Djokovic, but instead of smashing it into the open court, he smashed it at Tennis Sangren, who was stood there, and he sort of turned his back, but it hit his racket, and his racket just went flying out of his hand.
I did see that. It didn't smash it, though. From what I saw, it looked like it was just a little... He just tapped it over.
No, he still hit it pretty hard, but luckily it didn't.
He must have hit it hard enough to knock the racket out of his hand.
That's what I mean. But he thought he was just going to hit into the open court. He'd already given the point up, but then to his shock, it just smashed the racket out of his hand.
Would have been funny if it hit his racket and just somehow managed to bounce over his head.
I saw Opelka do something similar to that today. He did a similar one of that. He did a weird little frame. It hit the frame, but it lobbed Berrettini, probably the most perfect lob you've ever seen. And Berrettini just turned back around and just looked at him and just was like, what the hell? And he was like...
Anyway, back to the challengers.
Challengers, Trieste, or Trieste. I don't know how you pronounce it. We move over there. There was some interesting... the Brit was over there. Quite a good result there for Liam Brody. Took out Trungelliti in 2 sets.
Yeah, he was massive underdog in that one as well.
Yeah,
really impressive.
That's a really good result as well, especially on clay. Brody's not known for his clay court. Alexei Poprin, who we completely didn't mention. He's just cruised through against Quinton Hells in straight sets. We've got... who else we got? Yannick Hanfmann, obviously. He just won Challenger.
The man to beat.
Yeah, he's the man. The man in form. He goes through in 3 though against Galovic, which tough customer. Valera Martinez. He's been cruising through there against Zeppieri, a young Italian talent, but he just smashed him 6-1, 6-3. Who else have we got in there? Collarini. He's another favourite on the clay courts. Yeah, he had a fairly easy match. Well, after the first set, he didn't like he turned up against Huang, who's a very good French player. And then after the first set, he lost 6-1, then won 6-2, 6-4. So just turned it on by the looks of it. Probably got out the wrong side of the bed, maybe. But other than that, let's have a look at the draw just to see who is going to be facing who, because we're going to be... They're only in the round of 16. It's not even the
it's still early on, isn't it?
Interesting, though. Lorenzo Musetti facing Alexei Poprin. That would be a good test for him.
Oh, really tough match.
I really like the looks of that.
I'm going to actually edge towards Musetti. Maybe because it's a bit of bias, because I love him so much.
Exactly.
But the Poprin, you'd fancy him to do it. It's going to be quite close, I feel. I reckon it will go to three sets.
Yeah, that's good. I don't doubt that. And then we've got in the next one, Giganti versus Fikovic.
I'll be honest, I don't know much about this guy. I don't think I've ever seen him play. He's kind of come from nowhere.
Yeah, he's 1,079 in the world, Matteo.
Yeah, that's why
Gigante.
I can't really say anything about this guy at all.
Well,
one to watch for sure. He won the first. He beat Baldy, did he not?
Yeah, he beat Baldy straight sets. And looking back through his record, he's actually taken out Thomas Fabiano in one match. But Fabiano's on a bit of a downward curve, as we know. But that's not as impressive. But
not at Wimbledon. When was at Wimbledon? He was flying for it.
I know. That's what happened after that Wimbledon.
That year, he was at Wimbledon. Like after every set, he runs to the chair, doesn't he, and runs that.
I know. What happened?
Positive.
I know. He must have had some sort of injury that's just affected him. But yeah, we got Fikovic there. And then we got the next one's very interesting. Matteo Viola, Carlos Alcaraz. Looking forward to that one. Is that tomorrow? No, that's the one I said on the yesterday's one. Yeah, it should be tomorrow. That's the one I said I think the winner will come from that match. But we'll wait and see.
I think you're rating the Viola too highly. There's a lot of better players.
Yeah, but
because Viola's not really a clay court player. Predominantly plays a lot of hard.
But I've seen him play well on clay as well. I've seen him win tournaments on clay and challenges.
He is versatile, but there's a lot of better players in the draw.
You got Mats Morang. He's playing against Echeverry.
Yeah, like Echeverry is a good player.
Liam Brody's up against Kamka. Is that Thomas Kamka?
Yeah. I think that's already a bridge too far.
He's a lucky loser though, and he took out Roberto Marcora in straight sets. So impressive. Valela Martinez. That's probably maybe one of the ties of the round. Valela Martinez versus Yannick Hanfmann. It's really interesting. Two quality players. I fancy Valela Martinez to maybe get the better of him, actually.
I think so as well. I was going to say the same thing. Do you know why? I think we know how it goes in tennis. You can't win too many times on the bounce.
Yeah, exactly. He's played so many games.
Your time's got to come eventually.
Yeah, it does. It's very true. And then the last couple, Bernardio versus Sid Suburvi, and then Martira versus Collarini. So some interesting matchups there.
We'll update that during the week as the week goes on, because it's only going to get more interesting the further it goes deeper into the tournament.
Indeed. But yeah, I think we better wrap it up there because it's getting a bit late. It's midnight now, and need to crack on and get this one out by the crack of dawn.
Thanks, Ben.
Nice one.
We'll see you again tomorrow and we'll do another one.
Yeah,
thanks for listening, guys. Let us know your thoughts in the comments, and we'll see you soon. Like and subscribe. Peace.